Alright guys, so this morning we're gonna make sausage, egg, and cheese breakfast burritos on the grill, on the charcoal grill. So I'm gonna show you how to do it. This is a great meal. You don't have to make it on a grill, but on the charcoal, I just love grilling on charcoal, and it gives it a little smokiness to the food, and it's just nothing like cooking over fire. So yeah, this is how you do it. All right, so first things first, I got a charcoal chimney here. Got some new coals that I just dumped in here from my bag. That's like all that was left in the bag. But what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna put these old coals that I used last night. You can reuse charcoal, guys, so I'm gonna just throw them in here. And you don't need a whole lot of coals because I just need enough coals to make the grill hot. You know, like a medium heat to heat up I'm gonna be using the cast iron skillet to cook the sausage and eggs. So it's not like we're cooking a steak where I need to have a bunch of coals and do a super high heat sear or something like that. But yeah, fun fact, you can reuse charcoals, guys. So by reusing the coals from your last cook, which you should be doing every time, you get a lot more out of your charcoal bag. And you can save the charcoal. Like, they're not all burned down because as soon as I'm done grilling, I shut the vent. So there's a vent on the bottom here, and where is it? There's a lever here that controls closing it and opening it. So you open it, let the heat in, let everything heat up. But then as soon as you want the grill to cool down or you want the heat to stop, you just close the lever here, and then I put the lid on right there, and I close the holes in the lid, and then it'll basically stop the fire from getting hot, and then the coals will cool down quick, and then it'll save whatever coals you have left. So that's a little charcoal grilling hack. But all right, so yeah, got these in here, and now we're gonna light the fire. So we're good to go here. We'll wait for this to heat up for about 20 minutes until my coals are like pretty looking red hot, and then we'll dump them out and we'll heat up our skillet and cook our sausage and then add the eggs. All right guys, so while the grill's heating up, we're gonna prep our eggs. So cracked 6 eggs open. Usually use like 5 or 6. So I'm gonna be cooking for me and the baby and mama. So they're gonna have some too, so we're gonna make some for them. I like to add heavy whipping cream to my scrambled eggs to make them nice and fluffy and taste good. And either that or whole milk. I have both, but since I have some heavy whipping cream, I'm gonna use it up. I don't remember why I bought it. What did I buy? Oh, I think I bought it just for the eggs, actually. Yeah, so. And then I got some medium cheddar cheese in the block that I'm gonna grate myself. If you're cooking, guys, if you're into cooking and stuff, I recommend that you always grate your own cheese because it's just way better. The cheese that comes in a bag pre-shredded and grated is like, it's got chemicals in it that prevent it from sticking together like normal cheese, and I don't know, it just doesn't taste right to me, and it doesn't really melt good, and it's just not really good for cooking, or shouldn't really be eating it anyway. This probably has chemicals in it too, but it's less and it tastes better. So always grate your own cheese if you can. Okay, so I'm just gonna stir up my heavy cream and my eggs. It's gonna be delicious. And again, you guys can also use, if you don't want that much fat or whatever, even though fat's really good for you, regardless of what anybody tells you in the mainstream media. Just use whole milk or use some kind of milk. Just use regular cow's milk. I love whole milk too. But I think I started using whipping cream in my eggs because I made it for a macaroni and cheese recipe, and then I had leftover, and I started making it for my scrambled eggs in the morning, and I was like, wow, it's pretty good. So that's where that idea came from, and sometimes I just drink it. To be honest, I just drink a little bit of it because it tastes good. Good fats. Fat is essential for hormones and testosterone and all that stuff. So, and energy, it's a good source of energy. But yeah, so that's ready to go, and I'm going to grate my cheese up in a bowl, and that way we'll have this stuff ready to go when we throw everything on the grill. Alright guys, so I got everything prepped. I got my eggs ready to go, my scrambled eggs. I got my cheese grated in a bowl. What I'm going to do now is I put my cast iron skillet over the coals, and it's been heating up for a while. I got my Jimmy Dean regular sausage. That's what I use, just Jimmy Dean regular pork sausage. And I'm going to go ahead and squirt some of that out of the tube there into the pan, and then we're gonna start chopping the sausage up with my spatula. I have an extra long grill spatula, and I'm just gonna chop up my sausage and just stir it until it's all brown and cooked through. You want to be careful with pork sausage or breakfast sausage because it's pork, and any little bit of undercooked pork can get you really sick. So you got to be careful. It's not like beef where it can be a little red. You got to really get it brown. But yeah, so we're just browning it up. It's kind of like if you've ever made like tacos at home and you just chop up the ground beef, or you put ground beef in the pot and kind of chop it up with the spatula and stir it. It's the same thing here. So yeah, we're just chopping it up. My coals aren't that hot. It's like this is like I got my coal temperature just perfect because I didn't use too many coals. There's not like a raging fire underneath the cast iron skillet. It's just hot enough to really give a good sear to the pan and get everything cooked well, but not like well done or crispy. I don't like super crispy or burnt sausage or burnt anything. I like it, just cooked right. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna be doing here. This takes about 5 minutes of just kind of like chopping it up like I am now and stirring it. And then usually what I do at the end, once I got it pretty brown, I'll put the lid of the grill on and I'll open the grill vents on the lid and I'll just let it sit on the indirect heat. So I'll take it off the coals and I'll just let it sit there and let some smoke build up in the grill and let the sausage get that smoky flavor for like 3 to 5 minutes. And then I'll add the scrambled eggs and basically do the same thing. Just stir them in, chop, stir, and keep doing that till it's done. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and I will see you back when the meat is all browned up and the eggs are ready to go. All right, guys, so I got my sausage nice and brown. I let it smoke up. Now I'm just pouring my scrambled eggs, or my eggs, into their sausage pan. And I'm just going to take the spatula and just stir. So usually I start out when I do my eggs, I take the pan off the coals, off the direct heat, and then let the pan warm up a little bit with the eggs in it. And I start stirring, and then I'll move it over to the coals again just to help the eggs cook a little faster, so that they get done. So we're not waiting forever for them to cook. I also use another little trick that I do to make my eggs fluffier and to add some protein. Is I usually add like 2 or 3 pieces of American cheese to my eggs. So it's kind of might say it's kind of like a redneck thing or a silly thing to do if you're like a gourmet chef, but I just found that adding American cheese to scrambled eggs, even without this recipe, just scrambled eggs in general, just add like 1 or 2 slices to 3 or 4 eggs. Like it just, to me, it makes them taste good and it just makes them even fluffier and better. And yeah, it's really good. So I usually just shred up the cheese, the slices of cheese there, and then stir it in. So it's kind of hard to do it. I'm like struggling because it's just me and there's nobody videoing. I'm trying to shred the cheese at the same time while I talk, but this video ended up getting super loud because the microphone. I'm just recording this on my iPhone. Like it picked up the sounds of me scraping and stirring the pan and scraping it with the spatula. Picked them up like really clear and sharp, and my voice kind of got drowned out. So that's why I have to do all these voiceovers. But yeah, so as you can see, I've got everything in there. Now you just stir it, man. The cheese melts really fast. Remember, I also have the grated cheese off to the side. That is for after I make my tortillas hot. Okay, so you're not dumping your grated cheese in there. You're just if you're gonna add cheese before, just I recommend just put a couple slices of like a Kraft singles in there. That's what I did. If you want that extra fluffiness and a little more protein and whatever. But yeah, so I'm just gonna continue stirring and stirring. You have to stir this for like 5 minutes probably. Before the eggs are like fully cooked and ready to go. But yeah, and I just kind of like eyeball it. If I feel like the pan is getting too hot or the eggs are cooking too fast, I'll move it off the indirect heat again and continue stirring. See, like I did right there. But yeah, then if they're not cooking, if the cooking is slowed down enough, I'll move it back and just until I get a good consistency on my eggs. I don't want them super runny. I like them just fluffy and cooked. I don't like them super runny. I also don't want them like to leave them too long to where they're like stick to the pan and burnt. So that's not good either. But yeah, that just takes time, guys. Like I've been cooking for a long time. I've been cooking, especially like scrambled eggs in my own meals, you know, for 15, 20 years. Since I was pretty young, I had to kind of fend for myself. So yeah, I'm gonna continue stirring this, and then when we come back, I'll be heating up the tortillas, and we'll be doing the final steps here. All right, final stage, guys. We got our tortillas, got the cheese ready, and we got our little tortilla heater up plate thingy. I don't know what the hell this thing is called, something, but again, Hispanic wife, so I have these perks in my life. These flour tortillas, these ones are pretty good. These are from Food City, if you know what Food City is. I think it's only in Arizona, but these ones are pretty damn good. I'm gonna be buying these tortillas again. Our eggs and sausage are perfectly cooked and fluffy and delicious looking, so they're just off the indirect heat, just sitting there, keeping nice and warm. Yeah, so we're gonna heat up these tortillas. It won't take long. I don't like my tortillas super well done, like my wife does. But what I do is I just heat one side of the tortilla, flip it, and it's not too. So this one's gonna be for me because it's not too well done. I just like it heated up, really. I don't like it like burnt or super brown and crispy. Once you start getting some air bubbles here, we'll know it's ready. And they're just starting. But yeah, I think the fire I had last time I made this a couple nights ago was like bigger and higher, so stuff cooked a little faster. But this is a better fire, just a little bit of coals. I don't have many coals left burning. This is good to go here. This thing will just continue to heat up. This tortilla plate just heats up more and more and more as you cook. So by the time I flip the last couple tortillas, they're going to be getting cooked super, super fast. I just barely put this on. But yeah. Let me take this off now. Let's take this off. This will be for me. Oh yeah, it's just starting to get crispy, so perfect for me. I'm going to take some of this deliciousness, transfer it over here. Bam. There you go. Add some cheese, my fresh grated cheese. I like cheese, so I'm gonna add a good amount. Cool, that's it. And we're gonna roll it up really quick. All right, guys, there's the finished product. Tortilla's a little crispy. That's okay. It's really good. So yeah, that's it, guys. I'm gonna make a couple more here. Got to feed the family, but yeah. Hopefully this video taught you some cooking skills and gave you some ideas on some good food to eat here. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.